We head to Uganda this morning and see the front page of the Daily Monitor. And on this front page, we can see the big story this morning, of course, referring to yesterday's State of the Nation address. Museveni, U.S. envoy, discuss anti-gay law. Facts are in the detail. President launches a diplomatic charm offensive, arguing that the West's uproar and actions over the Anti-Homosexuality Act that he signed into law on May 26th were premised on distortions and misrepresentations and not facts. The details of this are on page 2 and 3. State of the Nation. That's, of course, President strikes optimistic tone in address. We can see the photograph of President Museveni with the umbrella walking. I believe it's also raining there. Uganda ring fencing doctors internship for the rich, says UMA. On page 6, Umar says that. Ministry vehicle used in robbery and rape crimes. I do hope that this is not just some headline that will be swept under the carpet, but that proper investigation is done, because how is a ministry vehicle used to perpetrate crime? And I hope that the police and the forces can get to the depth of this and find out exactly what and who is behind all this. And this is a tribute to Kato Lubwama, a man of many hats is referred to. We hope that his soul rests in peace. It's a very light front page. SFC to help KCCA fix potholes. After SFC helps KCCA fix potholes, I hope we can invite them to Nigeria as well. Come and fix some potholes here too.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right. And that's all that Uganda has to offer this morning. Let's head to Kenya.
All right. So now in Kenya this morning, the Standard newspaper says there, prayer day. Tax talk outshines unity call. Different strokes. In spite of the theme of yesterday's prayers, which were boycotted by the opposition, being reconciliation with God and men, President Ruto took the opportunity to rail at those opposing the finance bill, saying that they are insincere. Also, 80 billion shillings more for Ruto to spend in ramping up limping economy. We can also see here top of the screen, let's put an end to this madness in Shakahola. I'm completely in support of that.
You've been calling them out every morning.
Yeah. It says time has come for Interior Cabinet Secretary to offer the country a clear roadmap out of the inglorious spectacle of bi-weekly launches of one thing or another in Shakahola Ranch. Oh, okay, this might be something different. Oh, okay, sorry, my bad. But anyway, Shakahola is still in the news, and I hope that it's we continue to shine the spotlight on the Shakahola massacre. Then Kenya. Find a story this morning on the Stand that says Raila asks Kenyans to brace for protests. It seems like they're hitting the streets again. These are the major stories on the Standard newspaper. Let's go to Nigeria this morning, find out what's on the Daily Trust newspapers.
All right, and on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning here in Nigeria, the big story says subsidy removal. Filling stations record low sales as governors back Tinubu. If you notice, the queues have not been as bad, Osauge. There have been fewer people on the queues in the filling stations. It's much easier to access. But then... Mostly because
acceptance, the different stages of grief.
Yeah.
I think we've gotten to the stage of just accepting it is what it is. Everyone's going to buy petrol for 490 or 500 naira. So no matter how long you
And
queue.
we can't deny the fact that there are many people who cannot afford it. So not just that they are accepting, they are not coming to buy.
Arguably, I think you can also say that there's also less cars on the road. And last weekend, for the first time, I went out, to have a drink. Oh, and I noticed that there were, arguably also less people out, on I think it was a Saturday night or so, yeah.
Yeah, no more we outside on Friday nights.
No, we're inside.
Okay. Streets, offices quiet, residents remain indoors. Osagi has just confirmed that. President asks NEC to work on palliatives. Reduce work days to 4, Murik tells federal government. We've seen that happen in Kwara State. We've seen that happen in Edo State. Now, Murik is saying that we should reduce work days to 4. It'll be interesting, like we keep asking, who does this apply to? Are you going to be able to mandate the private sector as well to reduce work days? Or is this going to be strictly limited to the civil servants and, those who are working for the government? Because as a private organization, I have profits to make.
Absolutely.
I have a target to reach. I have salaries to pay. The government is not going to come and help me pay my salaries.
Absolutely.
They're going to mandate private individuals as well.
I don't think they will. I don't think they will.
I don't think so either. Okay, overcrowding. NACON restricts pilgrims to a 5-day stay in Medina. I'm not bothered. Critics call us rubber stamp assembly, says Lawan. Police seal Nasarawa Assembly complex as leadership crisis deepens. At the top of the paper, Obi, Labour Party tender final results at Presidential Tribunal. Federal government to incur additional 2 trillion naira liabilities as Senate passes police pension bill. Interesting. It would be good to look at what the police pension bill says. And final story this morning, Nigeria's poverty level unacceptable, Tinubu tells governors. We talked about this during the newspaper headlines, and we talked about how the government is supposedly looking into the poverty experienced by Nigerians. It'll be interesting to see what they can come up with in terms of palliative to cushion the effect of the hardship that is being mitigated on the average Nigerian. Well, we have more papers we'll be looking at when we get to the second hour of the show. These are just for the first hour, and we'll go on a break. When we come back from the break, we have our top stories we'll be looking at this morning, so stay with us.